What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Darian's Competitive Pokemon. Today, I'm going to be playing a game on PTCGO with Buzzwole Garbodor. This deck is pretty cool. I mean, I originally started when I was testing this format, built a version of Buzzwole Garbodor that I was testing a lot. I eventually decided that I liked Buzzwole Lycanroc better than Buzzwole Garbodor, but some players are trying out Buzzwole Garbodor again, just as an option. Headed into Memphis Regional. So I decided to tweak the list a little bit. I'll show the list after the video, see what I ended up with. It looks like I could be playing against maybe a Gardevoir deck here, which has been a notoriously pretty bad matchup for Buzzwole Garbodor. So we'll see how this one goes, but I'm trying some different things in the list just to see what I could do with this deck. These are literally untested ideas that I've just thrown into this deck. So, have some mercy on me. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying Parallel City. I think Parallel City is just a super good stadium. I decided with all the max potions that Gardevoir decks are running that the Po-Town doesn't actually really help with that matchup at all. So I've just done away with the whole devolve strategy. I'm not doing that right now. I am just trying to play, Buzzwole with some Garbodors, just the core essence of those two cards. I play Strong Energy, play some Energy Lotto. I shouldn't be, whiffing energy attachments here. And I play, Garbodor too. I switched my Fury Belts out for Choice Bands just so that my Garbodor, I can get more mileage out of that as an attacker. This deck in theory should be really good against straight Buzzwole decks, but I'm not, quite sure what else it's going to do well against. So, we're just trying this thing out to see how it goes and, see if this version of Buzzwole Garbodor can do anything. Now, my opponent here looks like they're playing a version of Gardevoir GX with Zoroark in it, so that's a little interesting. They're using Zoroark as their maybe backup attacker as well as their draw engine. I'm not sure that I necessarily agree with that. I think that, oh, this is great. They play Mime too and Sylveon. Okay, why not? So, that's fine. Maybe I could get my own Garbodor set up and then I can probably, take care of that bench barrier ability, which is pretty annoying. You can see here that I started a wonderful hand here full of just wonderful supporters. So let's go ahead and play one. Okay, that's fine. We're going to end. And okay, so that's a little bit of a dead hand, but I'm not worried. We will be fine. I'm actually just going to save that Ultra Ball just in case I need to go ahead and, yep, I can't actually hit the bench. So I'm going to save that Ultra Ball in case I have to go get a Tapu Lele or something like that. Things are looking a little rough here, but whatever. If they take a little while to set up, maybe I could get a turn 3 absorption or knuckle impact or something like that. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. They do have their own Zoroark set up, so maybe, I could Guzma that up, hit it for a decent chunk of change, something like that. This Mr. Mime is going to be fairly annoying, though. I wish I could be softening things up with my Jet Punch right now, but my opponent just has that very good. Oh, they got the Acerola. Cool, why not? So go ahead. They're going to send up their Sylveon, and they're going to Magical Ribbon, which means that I will probably Ultra Ball my hand away for a Lele, find an N. I will attach my second fighting to the Buzzwole GX, and then N. Hope my opponent cannot respond with a Gardevoir or something like that, and then go in for a Hot Absorption or something like that. That would be great. You can see even without Max Elixir, Buzzwole can be pretty intimidating, especially if you go first. That is awesome just because, getting a turn 3 Knuckle Impact or Absorption can be a really strong way to start out the game, especially if your opponent kind of fumbles around or doesn't get set up quite as easily. My opponent, on the other hand, does seem like they are setting up just fine. Unlike myself, got that fat stack of supporters in that opening hand, ended away, and, didn't really have any other Pokemon to put down. So that is fine. We're not worried. We're going to be just fine here. My opponent is going to Magical Ribbon. Hopefully they do it quickly because I'm just going to end that bad boy right back in. I'll put the Choice Band on the Buzzwole, so we'll be doing at least 60 damage to the Sylveon with this incoming Jet Punch next turn. I may Ultra Ball away the Trash Lance Garbodor, just, because I could Rescue Stretcher that back. We'll see whatever else we get off the top deck here. I got a Tapu Lele, so that's great. All right. Let's just go ahead and use that. Yup. And we're going to get ourselves an N. Then I will Ultra Ball away probably the Field Blower and the Garbodor here. Those two things. And we're going to get probably a Trubbish just to lay one of those down finally. That'd be great. And we'll end that hand back in. So let's do that attachment, Choice Band as well, and N. Now, next turn, hopefully, I could set up this Garbodor before my opponent gets to do, too much damage here as far as accelerating energy goes. I could save the Ultra Ball just to get the Trubbish next turn, but I think I want to Ultra Ball maybe and get a second Trubbish out just so I could have a Trash Lance Trubbish. Let's see, or Trash Lance Garbodor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They do have 5 tools down already. That's 100 damage, which isn't bad. So let's just get that choice. Let's get the N and the Lele out of here. That's fine. And let's get a second Trubbish. And that way, next turn, I'm just going to Sycamore, hope I hit the Garbodor, and be good to go. So let's Jet Punch, 60 damage. I know I can't damage anything on the bench because of that Mime. But hopefully my opponent doesn't get everything they need here. They're probably going to be able to evolve up this Curlia. The real thing that I need is them not also to hit the rare Candy Guardy on this Ralts. That would be fantastic. And hopefully Fairy Energies elude them as well. They do have 2 down and 1 on the Sylveon. So if they can't find any Fairy Energies to accelerate, that would be for sure in my best interest here. Like, that would be really good. Excited to show off the list to you guys, just see, what kind of things I'm looking at as far as a Buzzwole Garbodor deck. I was playing like Tapu Fini in here. The Tapu Fini could be good. Oh, lo and behold, here they go. Rare Candy Guardy, that's fine. Tapu Fini could be good in here. I'm not completely sure. Oh, and they got Gallade too. This is cool. Okay. I'm not completely sure, if it belongs. I played it for a little while. It was definitely useful. With the Rainbow Energy, you could just like chuck, if opponent gets something built up too fast and you're kind of like slow getting Garbodor out, you could just chuck something back in with that GX attack real quick. It's definitely not a bad option to have. I do think the Parallel Cities are going to be good, though, because imagine if I play Parallel City on my opponent right now. Like, they are going to be in a bad spot. Like, they're going to have to remove that Mime and the Lele probably, which is just very good for me. So if I could parallel them, knock out the Mime and the Lele, and also, maybe knock out the Sylveon or something like that, that all would be really strong. Ultimately, at the end of the day, this version of Buzzwole just feels very slow to me. It's a little, it definitely feels grindy. I'm not sure that I favor it. It just feels really sketchy. Whereas I love just like getting set up so quickly with the Buzzwole Lycanroc deck. Even, Buzzwole, Lycanroc, Zoroark, but I just love having like the intense draw in those decks. Whereas you don't play Octillery or Zoroark or anything in a Garbodor deck, obviously, just because it's a Garbodor deck. You want to set up, shut off those abilities with your Garbotoxin. So, it isn't going to draw quite as well as some of these other decks will. Now, why is my opponent sending up this Zoroark GX to hit into a Lele for 120 damage? I don't really know why they did that, but I'm not going to ask any questions. This is fine. So let's just go ahead here. Unfortunate that I got that Ultra Ball there because I would like to Ultra Ball for the Garbotoxin Garbodor, but I didn't get it. I do have, let's see, I could go in and just knock this thing out with, that Absorption GX, but I want to actually kind of save that, see if I can. So I think I'm going to keep that on the bench. I think what I'm going to do instead, let's just go ahead, parallel my opponent, and see where they go from here. So let's just do that. Done. And see what they remove. I imagine that they're going to have to remove the Mr. Mime and the... Okay, so they're going to keep that. They're getting rid of the Sylveon. That's fine. Now I can go in. I could hit it for what? 50, 80, 160. I could hit it with a 1 energy Buzzwole. I think that probably leaves me in the most favorable position. That, or I can go in with this Garbodor 2, but I think I want to save the Rescue Stretcher just for the energy, or for the Lele, just so that I have a supporter as well. So let's do this. There's no use in blowing my GX attack yet. because I think I'd rather save that for, that Gardevoir over there or something like that. So let's just do this. And then let's Jet Punch. And obviously my opponent's got that Mime out, so that's a little bit annoying. Okay, 160 damage though, nothing to scoff at. It's not really worth knuckle impacting this Zoroark GX just because then my opponent, they could have just come up with this Gardevoir, knocked me out pretty easily, I feel like. And, this Zoroark is going to get knocked out just by Jet Punches alone. So really there's no point in going that far deep in with, my 3 energy Buzzwole, which now can be used to take out that Gardevoir GX. So, sounds like I got a visitor here. Who's that coming in?
Me.
What's up, Mikey? How you doing?
Good.
We're going to be doing a 1,000-pack opening here pretty soon, so pretty stoked on that. That'll be cool. And you can see it's going to be stressful for my opponent to operate under Parallel. Like, the Parallel's already putting in work, which is super cool. They don't have room for all, any more Gardevoir GX, which means that it's going to be difficult for them to be able to, power up this Gardevoir. So even, without my ability lock, I'm still limiting my opponent's, ability to just execute their strategy with Parallel. And if they were to Field Blower, put some Rolts out, something like that, I have the Parallel City right back again. I think Parallel is super good, especially when combined with Garbodor. It's just a very kind of oppressive strategy, especially with Zoroark, seeing so much play. You could Parallel a Zoroark deck and just, shut down their strategy, and they don't hit for nearly as much damage. I think that's all really good too. So let's see here. They're just going to hit my dude for 90. I have, let's see, I have a Choice Band here. I could shut down their abilities now. I would like to get this Buzzwole out of the active position. I could Guzma up that Zoroark. I feel like that feels like pretty good. So let's do that. Let's Ultra Ball here. I think, the Parallel and the Sycamore. Let's see what we could do here. Let's take a look. All right. Do I have a Lele? I don't have a Lele. Okay, one's prized, I think, and I got one in the discard pile. Unless, yeah. So that's fine. So let's just go ahead then. I could hit Field Blower Floatstone. Like, the odds of that are pretty slim. Let's just go ahead then and get ourselves a Trashalanche Garbodor. I already have the ability Garbodor in my hand, so let's just do that. And then, let's see. So let's evolve. I think I'm going to evolve, the one with the Choice Band there, and then just try to get a Floatstone on this other one. I could, my opponent hasn't taken any prizes yet. I could just put a new Strong Energy on a new Buzzwole. Like, that's probably the play here, so let's just do that. Just start to build up a second one here. And then this Buzzwole in the active position's more or less just kind of going down. And I did not get a Floatstone or another Choice Band, so a little bit burned there, but that's fine. Maybe I could have just evolved this one into the ability Garb, but I was being a little greedy there. That's okay, though. Let's just go ahead and Jet Punch. That's really unfortunate that we didn't get it, but that's okay. I know my opponent, they're still suffering just with that Parallel City. They don't really have too much else set up. So even though they do have some damage on my side of the board, though, which is a little bit sketchy. If my opponent were to like Guzma and knock out this Buzzwole this turn, that wouldn't be the best. Like, that would be a little frustrating. But then I would be able to do something like, Guzma up this Zoroark and then snipe the Gardevoir one more time, something like that. So it looks like they are playing, they're playing the Sylveon version. And you can see here, Parallel just doing its work. They had to Sycamore or Ralts. I love seeing that. That's great. Parallel puts in so much work. Just, effortlessly. You just slap it down, and decks have to try and play around it. So I think the card is just super good. Super good. I love Parallel. And they're going to Twilight GX this turn. I think this is probably a smart play on my opponent's side of the field, just because they need to do things like throw resources back into the deck. They want to make sure that Trashalanche Garbodor just doesn't like totally plow through, everything they got going on. So, that's pretty heads-up play on my opponent's part. I don't mind it. They'll probably get some items back into the discard pile eventually and allow me to, at least hit something with a Garbodor. Let's see. Did they leave me any items is the question. They left me 1, 2, and that's it. So, alrighty, we've got 2. I think I'm just going to Guzma up the Zoroark here, knock it out. I still don't have a tool card for my poor Garbodor here, so I'm just sitting here. I could Acerola. Let's do that. That's definitely the play. So let's Acerola up the Lele, and then we put the Floatstone. Like, that's cool, I think. And then I can just, like, Absorption GX this thing. Or no, I don't have to Absorption GX. I could just Knuckle Impact, so let's do that. Let's go ahead then. Acerola up the Buzzwole. And then we're going to put this dude into the active position. And then we're going to put the Choice Band onto our Garbodor finally. And we'll slap, yep, that guy there. And we'll Knuckle Impact. I'm pretty sure my opponent's not going to be able to hit 180. Yeah, there's no way to hit 180 next turn. So I could just Absorption GX and then Knuckle Impact next turn. That probably is going to be the play. So let's just go ahead and use that Absorption GX while we have the opportunity to. And then my opponent's just in a bad spot. Like, next turn, I could Guzma, knock out the Zoroark, go down to 2 prizes. And then, you know, even though they do have this Mime here, it's been, like, mildly annoying. I should be okay to close out this game, especially if they need to put down, like, a Lele or something. Like, I know they're not going to get a lot of mileage out of a Lele right now because I have my own ability Garbodor set up. But you know, if they do put down a Lele, that's an easy knockout for Buzzwole GX as well. But you can see here, you know, my opponent just you know, my deck didn't operate all that well, to be honest. You know, I started a lone Buzzwole and didn't get another Pokemon out, and started off very slow. Whiffed the ability Garbodor for a few turns, but it didn't matter just because Parallel City combined with Buzzwole was able to get there. As far as just like that was enough pressure to really take care of my opponent's main threat, which is the one Gardevoir. So I think that, you know, Parallel and Buzzwole, pretty good combination. It's something that I want to look into a little bit more. Again, here you can see I got Acerola. That's nice. I could just Acerola this Buzzwole up and start attaching to, you know, a different Buzzwole here. That's going to be very frustrating for my opponent. Let's see. They got only 2 items down. But let's see, if with my own Garbodor, that's not quite enough. I do 80 damage with my own Garbodor. I think we are definitely going to hit Acerola here, so let's do that. Just because, you know, I could have Knuckle Impacted this thing, but that just seems like a little extreme there. I think I just want to deny my opponent more prizes. And then, let's see, we're going to Jet Punch, do 30 to the Ralts, I think. Or I could do 30 to the Zoroark and just eventually Snipe knock that out as well. I think I probably like that play better. So let's put down this guy. We're going to put a Strong on him as well. And then we're just going to retreat into our own copy of Buzzwole here. And let's see, I probably put down another Trubbish just in case. And I'm not going to put a tool down on the Buzzwole just in case I want to retreat. So let's just go ahead and Jet Punch, and then we'll put 30 onto the Zoroark. Now, unless my opponent Acerolas or Max Potions that Zoroark, that thing's going down next turn, so that's good for me. And then I just need to figure out a way to scoop up my final 2 prizes. So, you know, the game, I think that I just need to kind of like fool around long enough that my opponent ends up putting like a little bit more items in the discard pile for me. You know, they're 1 item away from me being able to knock out that Gallade with the Trashlands Garbodor, so I'm kind of hoping that they end up just burning 1 more item in the process here. Then I could just retreat the Buzzwole with the Floatstone, put the Rainbow Energy, knock out the Gallade with Garbodor. That would be really good. And then I am very close to being able to close this game out just by sniping the Zoroark and, you know, maybe knocking out something else. So they do have Rare Candy Gardevoir here, it looks like, but, you know, shutting down the abilities, very good. They're not getting access to trade right now. They're not getting access to Premonition. That is definitely really strong, helping me out. They have not, for the life of them, been able to find a Field Blower. And you can see, 160 damage. Whoa, that is just a lot, but still short of a knockout on Buzzwole. Let's see. They did not play an item card. They're still rocking the 1, 2, 3. Oh, they do have 3. What? So, oh, there we go. Okay, they have 3 because they were carried into Gallade. So then I can knock this thing out, doing 120 damage with the Zoroark. But I'm not sure if maybe, it's a tough call. Not with the Zoroark. I can knock it out with the Garbodor here. But do I just go ahead and instead should I just like snipe something instead? That's a tough decision. I think I want to take care of this. Yes. So I want to retreat. I think I just want to take care of the Gallade. The Gallade's being very annoying. And they're only doing 60 damage to me right now with that Gardevoir, which is not enough for a knockout. So I'm like fine with that. And I don't think I want to end my opponent. Definitely not, because they have one card, clearly a dead hand. They got nothing going on. So let's just go ahead and Trash Avalanche here. Knock out this Gallade for Psychic Weakness. Hit for 120. Oh, 200. What? Was I miscounting something?
Yeah, they played an Ultra Ball.
They played the Ultra Ball too. Okay, thanks, Hulan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm miscounting all over the place. There, that Ultra Ball. I missed that. So, anyways, plenty enough damage to knock out that Gallade. They do have DC, so they're 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh, and the end at 3. Oh boy, things are getting a little sketchy here. I always miscount items in my opponent's discard pile. Mm-hmm. I feel like, Oh, I missed. They got different color Ultra Balls. They got one here, and then they got 2 over here. Okay. All right. Let's see. My opponent's got 5 prizes to go, but things are looking a little rough for me over here. I do need to just figure out a way to scoop this up. I think... let's promote a free retreater, see what we get. Let's see here. I think I need to... Oh, geez. Okay. So if I go in and knock out the Zoroark and snipe the Mr. Mime, that's fine. And then, I could just snipe the Mime 3 times and then I win. That's probably our game plan here. So let's Field Blower this thing for sure. And then I think I need to go in with the clean one, but I can't put an energy on it. And I don't want to put the energy. It's weird because like I almost want to put an energy on the second Buzzwole here, just to try and prevent. But my opponent's got like a huge hand, so like if they were to knock out the Buzzwole with the 2 energy, like that would feel stupid. Here, let's go ahead and retreat. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19. They would need a lot here to knock this out. So let's just go ahead. But then they could just Guzma this one, knock it out. I think I'm just going to keep my energy here. If they have Guzma, how many Guzma do they have in this card pile? Let's see. None. Oh, they definitely have Guzma then. So let's just go ahead and let's see. We could bench this Buzzwole. Give me a little more time to think. Yeah. Let's see here. Right. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 140. So like that's actually relevant. So I'll save it in case I get a Garbodor. I think that's going to be the best play here. Don't show that. Yep. And then we're going to knock that thing out. So if I do get my Trashlands Garbodor back, that's actually going to be like active, especially since my opponent, if they play any more items, 7, 8, or 9, I'm going to be in that, one-hit knockout range with Trashlands here. My opponent did have Guzma. I knew that they would, so I'm glad that I didn't attach that energy here. But, they're kind of counting down the clock here. I can't, necessarily just count on them not just winning the game in the next 2 turns, especially since they probably have Guzma again for my Tapu Lele here. So, boy, let's see. I need to, attach... This is just tough. I can't really... 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I feel like that came up very quickly. That's not fair. I'm going to put this here. All right. Give me more time to think. I think, what if I go up with this one here with the Float Stone and then retreat or something? Maybe that's the play. I can't really put a second one on the Buzzwole here, or else they'll probably just get a knockout. So I think I need to do that. Hope I hit a Guzma or something like that. I can't. I don't know. This is just a tough call. Okay, we're really coming down to the wire here. I don't think I could afford to put that second energy down just because 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, then I'm just giving them, it's just much easier for them to hit the knockout there, especially if they could get a Field Blower, which they have not seen a Field Blower. So I knew they would have to have a Field Blower here. So that's fine, but I'm not sure. Let's see. So long as they don't get a knockout here, on a GX Pokemon. If they knock out the Lele, then I'm like really in a bad spot, which they're probably going to do. Yep, here comes the Lele. Oh, geez. So
They can Secret Spring.
they can Secret Spring now too, right? So I'm not feeling too great about this right now. Maybe I shouldn't have like diversified my energy up so much, but you're seeing this is also just like kind of what happens with Garbodor decks too, is that they just like kind of like poop out a little bit because there's no draw here at the end of the game, like, you know, so I'm not going to be able to get the cards that I need to win. I do have Floatstone, so that's cool, but I am just going to be, unless I got Guzma right here, an N. Okay. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I need to end them to 1 and they can't get an energy. Sounds good. All right, let's go ahead and end. I think I need to put the rainbow. That, or I put it on here and hope my end to 1 gets me a Trashlands Garbodor. They're both in the discard pile. What about my Rescue Stretcher? Could be a Rescue Stretcher, kids. All right, let's see. I think I put it onto... There's no way I get the Rescue Stretcher. I think I put it onto... Nope. We're going to take that gamble. All right. I think we have to. Because... All right, it's a rainbow. That's fine. Because I wouldn't be able to retreat this Buzzwole anyway. So we just got to hope that my opponent doesn't get an energy here. And then I just win by sniping this... sniping that guy one more time. So, like, we just hope that that's the way that it goes. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18... They just can't have it. I mean, they either got it or they don't. I don't know. I feel like they got a lot of energy down. Oh, they got it. They give me the well played. Boy. Ugh. All right. That was a close one. So, anyways, thank you all for watching. You know, maybe not perfectly executed on my part, but it was a pretty close game. Eventually there, Gardevoir just being able to show its stuff and kind of like once that thing gets up and rolling, very hard to take out. Unfortunately, the Buzzwole deck, as I built it right here, doesn't have like a lot of ways to deal with a Gardevoir that gets up and rolling that big. So, like I said before, I tried Tapu Fini as an option just to be able to shuffle the Garbodor back, or the Gardevoir back into the deck. I'll show you guys what I'm working with right now. I do think that Parallel City is a very strong card in the format, though. So let's see what I got. And this is just very basic. I decided to play a couple copies of Energy Lotto. I didn't like those. You know, I didn't even see them that game, so like that was kind of pointless. But this is just very bare bones. Buzzwole, Garbodor, some Parallel Cities, Acerolas. You know, maybe what you would expect to see in a Buzzwole Garbodor deck. You could play Po-Town as well. You know, that might have been much better since, you know, it took my opponent forever to find their field blower. So maybe Po-Town could have done more. And that specific version of Gardevoir also was not playing Max Potion. So Po-Town would have been better against that version than it is against the Broken Vor variant that we have been seeing. But anyways, thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, comment, let me know what you think about Buzzwole Garbodor in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.